Have you ever been so afraid of failing that you forgot why you even started? This is the story of a man who learned that fear becomes small the moment you remember your purpose. On a rugged coastline where waves pounded the cliffs stood an old lighthouse. And inside that lighthouse lived a keeper named Calder. He wasn't strong. He wasn't fearless. But he had one job. And he took it seriously. Keep the light burning. Every night, Calder climbed the steep iron stairs. Every night, he checked the flame. Every night, he polished the lens so ships could find their way. The villagers called him the quiet guardian. But what no one knew was this. Calder was terrified of storms. The louder the waves crashed, the more his hands trembled. The darker the sky grew, the heavier his breath became. One evening, thunder cracked across the horizon. A storm unlike any he had seen began swallowing the sea. Calder froze at the bottom of the tower. What if I can't reach the top? What if I slip? What if lightning strikes the lighthouse? His fear whispered louder than the wind. He backed away from the stairs until he saw something that cut through his thoughts. A ship. Small. Struggling. Battling the waves. It flickered in and out of sight, dangerously close to the rocks. Calder whispered, "They need the light." The fear inside him trembled. But it didn't disappear. Instead, something else rose stronger. Purpose. He grabbed the railing and began climbing. The tower shook. The wind screamed. Rain slammed against the windows. Halfway up, he slipped on a wet step. His heart lurched. He nearly turned back. Then he heard a distant horn. A cry for help. Purpose pulled him upward. He reached the lantern room, soaking and shaking. The flame inside flickered weakly, almost dead. Calder's fear surged. What if I can't save it? But purpose spoke louder. If you don't try, they won't survive. With trembling hands, he shielded the flame from the wind seeping in. He lit the backup wick. He adjusted the lens. He fueled the burner. The lighthouse roared back to life. A beam of gold cutting through darkness. Calder collapsed to his knees, exhausted. But outside, something changed. The ship steadied. It turned away from the rocks. It followed the beam towards safety. And in that moment, Calder understood. Fear didn't disappear. It simply became smaller. When he remembered who needed him. When morning came, villagers found him on the lighthouse steps, drenched and weary, but smiling. One asked, "Weren't you afraid?" Calder answered, "Terrified. But purpose is brighter than fear." Years passed, storms came and went. And Calder kept the light burning. He still felt fear. But it no longer controlled him. Because he knew one truth. Fear only wins when purpose is forgotten. And the light inside you shines brightest when someone else needs it to survive.